You know, there are some books out there that just have this incredible underground impact, right? And Milton William Cooper's Behold a Pale Horse is absolutely one of them. So today we're going to do an explainer. We're going to break down what it's all about, looking directly at what the author himself had to say, and kind of see how he built this conspiracy narrative that's just been so incredibly enduring. Right off the bat, the title itself is a huge warning sign. I mean, Cooper opens with this incredibly stark verse from the Book of Revelation. This immediately sets this, well, apocalyptic tone. So, this isn't just a catchy title, it's a mission statement. He's framing everything that follows as a matter of life and death. Okay, so who is the guy behind this message? I think to really get a handle on the book, we've got to first understand the author, William Cooper, and how he presents himself, right, in his own words in the foreword. So Cooper kicks things off by grounding his credibility in a military upbringing. He paints this picture of a childhood just surrounded by aircraft, where the dangers of flying were this constant, everyday reality. He really wants you, the reader, to know that this wasn't some abstract world for him. Nope, this was the backdrop of his entire youth. And he really drives this point home with these personal stories, like witnessing this absolutely horrific B-29 crash. See, this isn't just him telling his life story. It's him laying the foundation for a theme that comes up again and again in the book. This deep, personal experience with risk and with survival. And this whole identity-building thing, it goes even deeper. He doesn't just stop with his immediate family. Oh no! Cooper traces his lineage way back to this rugged, frontier American heritage. He's throwing out images of cowboys and pioneers, and by doing that, he's positioning himself as the heir to this fiercely independent American spirit. And wow, does he make it personal. He shares these little kind of humanizing anecdotes, like this one about a childhood hunting trip where he accidentally mistakes a sparrow for a quail. It's a super disarming story, right? It creates this connection with you before he dives into the really heavy stuff at the core of the book. Okay, so that's the man as he presents himself to us. Now let's get into the real meat of it, the book's central premise, and what he claims its ultimate purpose really is. The book kicks off with this quote, and honestly, it's pretty much the key to the whole thing. Cooper's mission, the way he frames it, is to be the guy who digs for that one single foundational truth. He's hoping that by finding it and showing it to the world, the whole mountain of deception will just come crashing down. So, that leads to the obvious question, doesn't it? If there's this giant mountain of lies, what's the one single falsehood that it's all built on? And here it is. This is his core argument. The fundamental lie, according to Cooper, is our entire perception of reality. He's basically saying that normal life is just a carefully constructed illusion. And his book? Well, his book is the tool to pull back the curtain. Now, this is important. Cooper claims he's not asking you to just believe him blindly. The book's stated goal isn't to make you believe him specifically. It's to convince you that something is just terribly wrong. He's presenting it like it's the starting pistol for your own investigation. So just how big is this deception he's talking about? Well, a quick look at the table of contents reveals the absolutely staggering scope of what he's claiming. I mean, just look at this list. He connects secret government documents and New World Order agendas to UFOs, Area 51, and even alleged alien implants. He also includes the full text of historical documents, including the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, which, it's important to note, is widely recognized as an anti-Semitic fabrication. The sheer range of topics he weaves together, it's just enormous. And that is the central function of the book. It's to take all these seemingly random, unrelated topics and weave them together into one single grand narrative. Cooper is arguing that these aren't separate conspiracies at all, but they're just different fronts in the same massive, hidden war. Okay, so let's say you buy into this worldview. What's the solution? How are you supposed to navigate a world that's supposedly built on lies? Well, Cooper wraps up the book's opening by laying out his own personal creed. He boils his personal philosophy down to these 4 pillars. It's a foundation built on faith, a very literal, no interpretation allowed view of the Constitution, the importance of the family unit, and this belief that a person has to have principles they're willing to die for. This is the code he says he lives by, and the one he's offering up as a guide. And you gotta notice the urgency here. For Cooper, this isn't just some intellectual game. Knowing the truth isn't just about being enlightened. He says it's a prerequisite for survival. The book is framed as nothing less than a direct and incredibly urgent call to action. And that brings us to his final takeaway. In the world that Cooper describes, the absolute greatest danger is doing nothing. He argues that apathy, just not caring, is the surest path to either enslavement or, well, destruction. And he leaves you, the reader, with this final, chilling image. It's such a dramatic statement, and it really sums up the entire book's purpose to sound an alarm. Whether you see it as prophecy or paranoia, Behold a Pale Horse was absolutely designed to be a book you couldn't just read and forget. The final question it leaves you with is simple, really. What do you do when someone tells you the wolf is at the door?